Yeah, boy, I tell you, you don't have to go very far to hear about arm problems, whether it's, locally or all the way up to the major leagues. It seems to be pretty prevalent. But, we want to do everything we can to keep our players' arms healthy, and a lot of it is education, especially at the younger ages. Certainly there's some overuse issues going on. Certainly there's mechanical issues that contribute to arm health, but sometimes it's not being proactive. So we have a guy named Dr. Chris McKenzie, who is a tremendous resource for our program, and he's going to spend a lot of time educating our parents on proper arm health. Well, let's face it, we live here in Pennsylvania, and it's cold. And when I grew up, you put on your spikes in the spring and took them off in the fall and picked up your football, and then it was basketball. And certainly kids still do that, but when I was young, there was no opportunity to develop baseball skills year-round, and now there is. Now there is. Our program is a year-round program for the players that want that. And certainly for the players who want to play in a warm weather climate or play at a college program, that's in the South, let's say, yeah, you've almost got to train year-round to compete with the players that are playing year-round in Florida and Texas and California. So it's a big perk to have a program now in Pennsylvania that is truly a year-round program. Yeah, the PBN really has a place for most players. And I say most because we're not just for elite players, although we'll have a lot of elite players in the program. And we're not just for players that are entry level. So we're going to have a place for a lot of different levels of play in the PBN. Well, we are going to play in some great tournaments. Now the neat thing about the districts is they're going to get to choose the tournaments they play in. So we're not mandating our districts to play in any certain places. But I would tell you, we're not going to be playing in places that don't make sense. We're not just chasing trophies and go win and beat up on teams 21-0 just so we can say we won a trophy. We're going to go where the best competition is, and I would rather lose to a good team than really pound a team that's not that good. So we'll seek out the best tournaments and the best competition. Well, each of our districts is going to have its own training facility. We're working on those right now all over the state. It's very exciting to think that the PBN will have its own training facility in each district. And one of the perks of that is going to be access to the facility. So a lot of our players at the platinum level, and that's just a choice whether they want to be at platinum level, they will be able to go in and use the facility as long as the facility is available during that time. We'll have a master calendar. But to be able to go in and get workouts in on their own and not be charged for it, well, I can only say as a kid that would have been a dream come true for me, to go in and get swings anytime I wanted, in the winter or something. So having our own facilities and having the access to the facilities for our families is going to be fantastic. We test our athletes. And the reason we test them is because we want to, number one, know how they are athletically, but we want them to know how they are athletically. And we have a fantastic way to do that is completely objective. In other words, it's not somebody's opinion. We test their arm strength, we test their jumping ability. There's a big correlation between vertical leap and velocity. We test their 30-yard dash, 60-yard dash. We test their shuttle run, how athletic are they in a short movement. We have a medicine ball throw where they actually are exposing their core strength or lack thereof. And what happens is we give them a score, and that score indicates where they stack up against a lot of other players. And so our athletic testing combine is fantastic. And one other side benefit of that is the kids really learn to compete. We divide it up into bottom third, middle third, top third. Nobody wants to be in the bottom third, so they really have learned to compete to get out of that bottom third. Believe it or not, one of the things I'm most excited about is developing leaders. I really, really want this program to be about developing kids beyond baseball. And if you can develop leadership skills, which is really confidence and knowledge and experience and just learning to take the initiative, those are things that we want to really incorporate into this program. So we're going to have a lot of emphasis on leadership training in the PBN. One of the trends that I see, it's troubling to me, is that players start with this team, then they jump to this team, and then they jump to this team, and then they're 13, and now they're looking for a new team. If you're a parent and you've done that, you know that can be pretty stressful, and sometimes you don't know what you're getting at the new program. So one of the huge advantages I think we have is that we can start a player at literally 8 years old, and he could end up finishing with us at 17 years old. So the consistency of that and just the ability to not worry about finding another program, I think is huge. So that's for a parent, that should be a huge advantage to start here and finish here. You know, even though we're just getting started with the PBN, we're already getting a lot of corporate sponsors lined up. We're getting a lot of businesses across Pennsylvania that they see what we're doing, they want to be a part of it. The net result of that is that our families are going to get some amazing perks. We're going to have something literally called the Perks Card, and it's going to just be loaded with all kinds of value in it because of all these companies that want to be a part of what we're doing. So, win-win. You know, one of the things that we talk a lot about as we were forming this is making this affordable. You know, we want to pack a lot of value into the program, and we want to keep it affordable. That's not an easy thing to do, but I am really excited about the value of the membership, and our families are going to be able to pay monthly. So it's a very easy thing for most families to budget for. And that monthly membership is just something that I think a lot of families will really appreciate when they see how that's set up. So because every district will have its own facility, we're going to have the ability to bring in a lot of guest speakers and do a lot of education in our facility because it's ours exclusively. So, you know, we're going to be bringing in people like sports performance trainers. We'll have academic support going on. We'll have seminars for nutrition. We'll have leadership trainings. We'll have community support opportunities. There's just so many things that we can do because we have our own facilities and because we have so many connections and networks. We even want to have people coming in talking about career choices for these kids. A lot of these kids want to go into sports management and things like that, or coaching. We'll have people come in and do a talk to them about that kind of stuff. So really excited about the educational side of the program.